Where was I on September 11th, 2001? Well, I was living with my mom. I didn't have a bed. My mom and I shared the same bed in her bedroom. And my room was basically the entertainment room slash my room because I had the computer and I was always on the internet. Before DSL, before cell phones became so popular, um, we had our pagers. I never had a pager. And AOL was the shit. AOL was the number one internet browser, you name it. It was all under one roof. Social network, the whole nine. It was all under one roof. And I remember being so upset at my mom because she had a one minute she had a queen size bed, and the next minute she ended up getting rid of her queen size bed for a full size bed. And I'm like, Mom, what is this? So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna sleep on the couch. And my mom was like, that's fine. So I remember being online all night. My brother wasn't home. He was doing his thing. And I was online all night. Not one time did AOL let us know some sort of breaking news about what was going on, what was happening in New York. Nothing. I had no clue. And also, the reason why we didn't have no clue about what was going on is because we didn't have cable at the time. So we had our analog TV. Okay, we had our black and white analog television. All right, when when TV was free. All right, so much that we had back in the day. We had pagers, we had dial up. We didn't have a whole lot of stuff that we have today. But anywho, so by morning time, I decided to go outside, and I went outside and I chilled with one of my neighbors who was outside smoking, and I was looking at the sky, and I was like, something ain't right. I'm I'm not used to this. I'm not used to the sky looking all dark and gloomy and everything. The vibe I felt something. And my neighbor's like, well, maybe you're just not used to being outside this early in the morning. And I'm thinking, bitch. Anywho, uh, so I went inside. I was tired. I was up all night online, and was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna sleep on the couch, like I said. And so seconds after I got myself comfortable and was about to fall asleep, my mom was up. She ended up getting a call from my grandfather, and she was like, "Hey, Dad, how you doing?" And this is what I was hearing. And I heard my mom say, "Are you serious?" So I woke up, and I'm like, well, I wasn't really asleep, but I heard my mom yell out, "Are you serious?" And within seconds, she got off the phone, and then she tells me, "Tiff, two planes hit the Twin Towers in New York, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, what? The World Trade Center, blah, blah, blah. I kid you not. Right after my mom was telling me that, my brother comes home. He comes in the door. He's like, "What's going on?" And then mom tells him what was going on, and we ended up going straight to the kitchen because another black and white TV was in the kitchen. Had the, you know, uh, we had a wire hanger as an antenna. We tried to get, there was static, and we were trying to get the channel and trying to, old TVs, most of you, old school like me. So we put on the TV. Of course, it was on every single channel, and we trying to, man, what we saw, we were able to see it, but what we saw, all three of us, was just, it was something that we have never seen before in our lives. I mean, the towers were burning, and we were just looking at the television, just in complete shock. And I turned around for a split second, Well, actually, you know what? Let me correct myself. As we were watching the TV, one of the towers already went down. One already went down. And we were just like, oh my God. I turned around. I turned my head for a split second. And I turned right back around. And the other tower went down. And the only two things I can think of in my mind was the people. The people. The people. And then my second thought was, we're going to go into war. Boy, did we. But I didn't want to go out in public and see how everybody's reaction was. I've heard a lot of people being more concerned, a lot nicer that day. People were actually being true American citizens. That day, I just stayed home. I was tired. I only rested for a tiny bit. I don't remember much of that day after that. But yeah, that was a very, very, very extremely shocking, sad day. It was just so like unbelievable. It was surreal, to see that on television right before our very eyes. It was just like, oh my God, all these people died right before our eyes. All these people dying. Of course, I got back online, and I wouldn't doubt if I did, but I think, like I said, I don't remember much of that day after that. After I seen that on TV, I don't remember much of that day. I know I got back online to see if folks were talking about it, and I know they did. It was just, it was a very deeply emotional, shocking, sad day, like I said, and all I can say about that is that this is the first time I ever shared this story to anyone, and I wish my mom was here so me and her can reflect on it. I'm even wearing one of her rags that she used to wear whenever she ran her errands, and I thought, well, why don't I wear this rag that my mom used to wear in honor of today. And my prayers goes out to the families, to the friends, to everybody who has been affected by this day. And God bless the souls of a lot of people who have lost their lives, men, women, and children, who have risked their lives saving others, who have jumped out of those buildings because they had no choice because of the heat from those towers, to the passengers who were on their way to the Bay Area fighting those terrorists. They risked their lives as well. My prayers goes out to everybody, including my mom. I guess it wasn't meant for me to talk to my mom about it, because she's up there comforting everybody else, always being kind and supportive to everybody. She just had that big heart, as always. So, but this is a day I will never forget, and I know everybody else won't forget it either. You know, at 10 years, man. Mm-mm-mm. And that's really all I got to say about that. Peace.